Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Ever thought dating advice was a recent invention? That only today's so-called alpha men have cornered the market on love and romance? Think again. Dive with me into the year 2 AD and unravel the ancient Roman secrets of Ovid's Ars Amatoria. That's right, this is arguably the first European guide to dating. Centuries before our modern self-proclaimed relationship gurus, it's a fascinating window into love Roman style. Now, while some of this age-old wisdom might come off as manipulative or downright bizarre, a lot of it, well, it's surprisingly relevant even today. Surprised? I was too. It's proof that when it comes to love, maybe we haven't changed all that much in 2,000 years. Originally penned as a poem, we've given Ovid's text a modern twist, making it more relatable to you. But worry not, the essence remains untouched. Think of it less as a literal translation and more as a jazzed-up interpretation for the 21st century. From clever references to ancient Greek tales, kinda like today's pop culture shout-outs, to strategies on winning the heart of that special someone, there's a treasure trove of wisdom awaiting. Stay tuned as we unveil the teachings from Book 1, dedicated to men on the art of wooing women. And for those curious about the subsequent chapters, fear not. We've also modernized books 2 and 3, offering insights on maintaining love and relationship advice from a woman's perspective. But for now, let's dive deep into this ancient playbook. And who knows, maybe Ovid has something to teach each one of us about love and desire. Ars Amatoria, Book 1. If there's someone here who hasn't mastered the game of love, listen up and learn from what I'm about to say. Just as boats are moved by oars and sails and chariots by skillful handling, love also needs some know-how. Automedon was good with his chariot, Typhus was the expert guiding his ship, and I've been chosen by Venus herself to guide young love. I'm to love what Typhus and Automedon were to their fields. Love might come off as wild, but remember it's like a child, young and easily guided. Achilles, a hot-headed youth, was calmed down by his teacher Chiron, who softened his wild spirit with gentle music. The same Achilles, who scared his own mates and enemies alike, is said to have been afraid of his old teacher. Heck, even Hector would have felt the hits Achilles delivered when his teacher asked. Chiron was the teacher of Achilles, and I'm the teacher of love. Both are wild children and both born of goddesses. But remember, even the mighty bull's neck bows under the plough, and strong horses' mouths are tamed by bits. Love will yield to me, even if he wounds me with his arrows and waves his torches at me. The more love wounds me, the more effective I'll be in helping others with their love troubles. I'm not claiming to have skills gifted by Phoebus, the god of poetry. I haven't been instructed by mystical birds or the muses, poetry's sisters, while watching sheep in your valley's Askra. My expertise comes from experience. Trust in a seasoned poet, I'll spill the truth. Let's move past symbols of innocence like purity rings and modest dresses. I'll delve into mature love and relationships that some might deem unconventional, but rest assured my approach won't be scandalous. First off, work to find who you want to love. You're a rookie in this battle. Next up, convince the girl to dig you. Finally, keep the love burning for a long time. I'll guide you through all of this, marking out the course like a chariot race. This will be the turning point to navigate in your journey. While you're free to roam, pick the one to whom you'll say, "You're my only one." This won't be whispered in your ear. You need to find the girl who's a match for you. A hunter knows where to lay his traps for deer and where the boar might be gnashing its teeth in the valley. Bird catchers know their turf, anglers know where the fish are biting. You too, if you're hunting for long-term love, figure out where the girl you're into usually hangs out. I'm not telling you to set sail and chase the winds or embark on a long journey to find love. While heroes like Perseus traveled to distant lands and legendary lovers were abducted or kidnapped, you have a city full of beautiful individuals. Rome, with its vast population, offers countless opportunities to meet someone. This city boasts as many beautiful individuals as there are stars in the sky. Whatever age group you're interested in, whether it's the young or those in their prime, or perhaps you fancy someone more mature, Rome won't disappoint. Take a leisurely walk in popular spots during sunset or where wealthy benefactors have dedicated beautiful works of art and architecture. Don't miss out on the historical spots that celebrate love and its challenges, or religious sites where love stories of the gods are revered. Even places of commerce can surprise you with unexpected encounters. Nearby, where fountains play under Venus's temple, many have been caught unawares by Cupid's arrow, even the wisest of men. Often, a lawyer used to speaking for others suddenly finds himself tongue-tied, smitten by someone nearby. Venus, the goddess of love, chuckles at this sight from her neighbouring temple. But most of all, keep an eye on theatres and popular entertainment spots. They're a hotbed of romantic opportunities. Just as ants move in a line or bees fly about flowers, so do people flock to these venues. People go there to see and be seen. These venues have a history of stirring emotions and sparking attractions. Remember the tale of Romulus, who during a festival signalled the start of an unexpected matchmaking. Men, overcome with desire, seized the opportunity and chose partners from the crowd. Such events, fueled by spontaneity, are filled with varying reactions: surprise, joy, confusion, and sometimes resistance. The tales of lovers choosing and reassuring their chosen partners are legendary. Such theatre events, still popular today, remain a great opportunity to meet someone special. Don't forget horse races, another venue where many gather. You don't need secret hand signals or gestures. Simply sit close to someone interesting, start a conversation about the event, cheer for their favourite, applaud the parade, and be gentle and kind. If dust falls on a lady's dress, be ready to help brush it off or find a reason to do so even if there isn't any. If her dress trails on the ground, lift it politely and you might get a grateful glance. Also, if someone sits behind you, make sure they don't push their knees into your back. It's the small things that matter. A cushion can make a world of difference, or a small stool for your feet. Use every chance you get, like going to the races or a busy marketplace, to foster new relationships. It's not unusual for love to blossom in such places. When someone asks you for a handout or a bet, sometimes just engaging can strike an emotional chord. You could become the talk of the town or the victim of Cupid's arrow. Remember when Caesar held those naval mock battles? People from every corner of the world flocked to see them. Who didn't find someone to love in that crowd? Many fell in love with strangers, and now Caesar aims to conquer what's left of the world. Soon the East will be ours. Get ready, Parthians, you'll pay for the losses you've caused. Caesar will seek revenge even in his youth, and he'll prove his strength well before his time. Even as a child, Hercules crushed 2 snakes with his bare hands. And Bacchus, even when young, was powerful enough that even conquered nations feared him. Young Caesar, with the guidance of his father, will carry out great deeds. He owes it to his name to be a leader of the youth now and of elders later. With brothers by your side and a father as a guide, stand up for them and uphold the family's honor. Your father gave you arms, but the enemy snatches power unwillingly. You'll carry justice while they carry treachery. The Parthians will be defeated not just by cause, but also by arms. Caesar will add the East to Rome's empire. Both Mars and Caesar protect him on this journey. He'll be godlike, either now or in the future. I predict he will be victorious, and I'll celebrate his victories. He'll stand tall, and I'll encourage him with my words. The glorious day will come when Caesar will ride a golden chariot pulled by 4 white horses. Conquered leaders will be paraded, their ability to flee taken from them. Young men and women will watch joyfully. The day will spark excitement in everyone. Some might ask about the names of captured kings, or about the rivers and mountains of those distant lands. Answer them, even if you have to make some of it up. Say, "This is the Euphrates," or "That's the Tigris." Identify Armenians and Persians and name the cities. Point out leaders and name them accurately if you can, but convincingly if you can't. Dinners are also a good place to make connections. There's more to seek than just wine. Often Cupid can be found at such events, sometimes drunk with wine himself. Even if he tries to dry his wings, the sting of love remains. Wine loosens tongues and hearts. Worries melt away, laughter erupts, and everyone becomes a little more confident. Even the shyest person might open up. It's in these moments that many young men and women fall in love, with love kindling even stronger in the presence of wine. But don't trust the dim light too much. Darkness and wine can be deceiving. Paris judged the goddesses in broad daylight, declaring Venus the most beautiful. The night can hide flaws, forgiving all mistakes. In the dark, everyone looks a bit more attractive. Ask experts about gems or dyed woolen fabrics, and check out people's appearances during the day. Why should I list all the women's gatherings suitable for dating? There's many to count. Why mention the popular spots like Baiae with its beaches and warm sulphur baths? Some have left those baths complaining, "This wasn't as refreshing as I heard." There's a temple dedicated to the suburban Diana and her tragic history of love affairs. Though she's a virgin and despises Cupid's arrows, she's caused heartbreak and will continue to do so. So far, I've told you where to find love. Now let's dive into how you can win over the woman you fancy. Pay attention, and let's get to the business of seduction. Firstly, have confidence. Believe you can win any woman. Just make the move. Birds might stop singing in spring, or dogs might stop chasing rabbits, but a woman, even when pretending to resist, usually wants to be pursued. A hidden desire is common in both men and women. Men often wait for the woman to make the first move, but ladies love it when men take charge. Look at how female animals are attracted to their male counterparts. Men's desires are intense but short-lived. Remember the tales of Byblis, who loved her brother, or Myrrha, who loved her father in forbidden ways? Their stories and tears are legendary. Then there's Pasiphae, the queen who fell for a bull. Despite her status, she was jealous of any cow near the bull. Her love affair with the bull produced the Minotaur. If only people could control their forbidden loves. Remember the tragic ends of Agamemnon, Creusa, and others. Intense female passion can be more volatile than male passion. Don't hesitate to pursue any woman. It's rare one would reject you outright. Even if you get rejected, try again. There's always excitement in new relationships. We often desire what we don't have. As the saying goes, the grass is always greener on the other side. Make sure you know the girl's closest friend well. She can smooth things over for you. Ensure she's close enough to the girl to share secrets, but discreet enough to keep your moves hidden. Win her over with promises and requests. If she's on your side, she can guide you to the right moments, just as a doctor knows when to treat a patient. The best time to approach her is when she's in high spirits, much like crops thriving on fertile ground. When she's happy, she's receptive, and love can sneak in. Even when Troy was sad, they let in the Trojan horse because they were momentarily happy. Also, if she's hurt by another lover, you've got a chance. This friend will set the stage for you, fixing the girl's hair, talking you up, reminding her of your affection, sharing stories about your supposed mad love, and even hinting at reciprocation. But move quickly. Just as ice melts, anger or jealousy can fade. Now you might wonder, should you romance this close friend too? That's risky. One friend might be more involved, the other might expect more. It's a gamble. I'd say steer clear, stay safe. But if you do make a move, see it through. Like a fish on a hook, once caught, reel it in. Ensure she's committed so she won't betray you. But keep it a secret. Timing is everything. Just like farmers can mistake the sun's time or sailors misjudge the tide, you shouldn't always chase a girl. Sometimes waiting is better. Be wary on her birthday, when she expects gifts or when she's distracted by a festival or an event. Believe in her superstitions. When she asks for gifts, consider it a dark day for your wallet. Such are the cunning tricks of lovers, I'd need 10 mouths and as many tongues to list them all. Send her messages and write to her first. Your words should be sweet and mimic a lover's tone. Add a bit of begging, it works. Make promises. After all, what's the harm in promising? Anyone can be rich in promises. They offer hope. Always appear willing to give more. This way you keep her hoping, just like a gambler keeps playing, hoping for a win. Here's the deal. If you're going to start with gifts, you're going to have to keep giving them regularly. It's not just a one-time thing, so pen down a sweet message that explores her feelings and nudges her gently. A letter once tricked Sidipe, making her fall for the word she didn't know. Young folks of Rome learn these tricks, not just for defending the anxious in court. If you can sway a jury, you can win a woman's heart with words. But be subtle, don't be a show-off. Make sure your words aren't irritating. Who'd declaim poetry to their lover? Often a letter has caused anger. Your words should be credible, familiar yet sweet, as if you're speaking right there. If she doesn't reply, keep hoping, keep trying. Young bulls take time to adapt to the plough. Horses need time to accept the reins. Be persistent. Troy fell late, but it fell. If she reads and doesn't reply, don't force her. Just keep sending your sweet words. She'll eventually want to reply. Maybe the first letter is cold, asking you to stop. She's scared, but wants you to persist. Press on, and you'll win her over. When you get a chance, discreetly approach her. Ensure no one's listening, and slip her cryptic notes. If she's strolling, join her. Sit close, join her at events, and communicate through looks. Rise when she rises, sit when she sits. Spend your time as she wishes. But men, don't overdo grooming. Too much primping isn't manly. Let women focus on beauty. Just be clean and presentable. Make sure your breath is fresh and your nails clean. And when you're out drinking with friends, include her. Drink responsibly, avoid fights. Compliment her and those around her, but secretly hope her partner isn't as good as you. When the party's over, integrate into her group, engage in conversation, casting aside shyness. Don't worry about sounding clever, just sound genuine. Sometimes pretending to be in love becomes real love, so girls, give those pretenders a chance. They might genuinely fall for you. Shower her with compliments. Even the most modest woman enjoys being admired. Remember the beauty contests of ancient myths. Everyone loves praise. Don't hesitate to promise things. Promises draw women in. Use any god as your witness. Zeus up there probably laughs at lovers' false promises, and winds carry them away. Even he lied to his wife using false oaths. Take a hint from the gods. Crying can have its merits. Even the hardest of hearts can be moved by tears. If you can, let her see you cry. And if tears aren't coming naturally, just wet your eyes with your hands for effect. When you go for a kiss, sweet talk her. Even if she doesn't reciprocate, try anyways. At first she might resist and call you out, but sometimes in her resistance she might secretly hope to lose. Just make sure you don't go too far, and be gentle. If you just steal a kiss and nothing more, you might just lose even that chance. After all, what more could one wish for after a kiss? Alas, sometimes hesitation isn't modesty, but simple shyness. Love sometimes is forceful. It's something many secretly desire. Anything taken by sudden impulse can sometimes feel like a delightful surprise. Yet if she could be forced but remains untouched, she might act happy but feel sad inside. The tale of Phoebe and her sister comes to mind, where force brought pleasure for both. Then there's the famous tale of a Syrian girl with a Greek man. The goddess had gifted her beauty so immense, worthy of mention next to the beauty of the mountains of Ida. A bride from a distant land came to Priam, now a Greek wife in Trojan walls. All were bound by a single man's grief. One man's pain became everyone's concern. Achilles, disguised in long robes, would have looked inappropriate if not for his mother's request. "What are you doing, Achilles? Wool and thread are not for you. Why are you with those spindles when you should be wielding a shield? That javelin in your hand, that's meant for Hector, isn't it?" Interestingly, in the same room was a royal virgin. She discovered he was a man. Although she was overpowered, one might say she wanted to be. Even as Achilles was leaving for battle, she'd plead for him to stay. "Oh, where's the force now, Deidamia? Why do you hold back your seducer?" Sometimes it's the initial step that's embarrassing, but it's delightful when someone else takes the initiative. A handsome man relying too much on his looks might wait for her to make the first move. But it's the man who should approach first, and with sweet words, just ask, and she might just want to be asked. Even Jupiter wooed his lovers, and no girl has ever truly resisted Jupiter's charms. Yet if you sense she's growing proud or distant, perhaps it's time to back off. Press too hard, and she might lose interest. And not every advance should be direct. Sometimes cloak your love in the guise of friendship. This tactic has worked wonders on stern-faced girls, turning admirers into lovers. Just as a sailor shouldn't be fair-skinned, your love should leave you looking a little worn. Let your appearance show your passion. Love has made many lose their healthy glow. Orion wandered pale in the woods, and Daphnis looked faint for a water nymph. Being lean and pale can be seen as signs of deep passion. Thinness and paleness are often the results of sleepless nights, worries, and the pain of intense love. To win your love, appear a little miserable so that others can tell you're in love. Shall I advise or lament that in love everything's fair game? Friendship and trust can be hollow words. It's sad but true. Sometimes those closest to us can betray us. Avoid confiding in relatives or friends about your love interests. They might turn into rivals. The story goes that the grandson of Actor did not take advantage of Achilles, just as Phaedra remained pure with Pirithous, and Pylades loved Hermione as much as Apollo loved Pallas. But if someone expects the same loyalty from everyone, they might as well wish for impossible things. Sometimes what's wrong feels right. Each has their own poison. Sad, but your enemy isn't the biggest threat in love. Often it's those you think are trustworthy. Beware of cousins, brothers, and close friends. They might just be the ones to truly fear. I could keep going on, but women have varied personalities. You'll encounter countless mindsets, so adapt to each one. Just as Proteus changes shape from water to lion to tree to boar, you need varied strategies to win hearts. Remember, not every approach works for every age. An older woman might be more cautious than a younger one. If you appear too knowledgeable to an ignorant girl or too bold for a shy one, she might just doubt herself. That doubt could lead her to settle for someone less deserving. You've made it far, and much of the hard work has been done. Think of this as the anchor holding your ship in place. Stay steady for Book 2.